Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Trev again. I'm on here today to talk about self-love, self-care, the factor. So I know this video is long due. I just want to let you guys know. Personally, I had to do a whole lot of self-care for myself. So that's why I took this long to be back here. I'm literally in between a transition, not in between, or I'm in a transition right now. I moved from Connecticut to New York. So I'm now living in New York. The last video I did, I was living in Connecticut. Self-care, I guess. I was drawn to move here. I used to live here before now. I used to live in New York a couple of years ago. I moved back to Connecticut and now I'm back here because the heart wants what the heart wants, and that's definitely a part of self-care. A part of self-care is being true to yourself and knowing the stuff that you truly need to be who you are and to do what you need to do and to fulfill your purpose here on earth. I moved here for that, and it's that simple. I miss my clients. I miss working in Connecticut, but I don't know. It's a sense of freedom that I get being here, and a sense of joy and peace that I get from just being in New York. I don't live in the hustle. I don't live in the bustle. I live in Long Island, and it's very peaceful. It's good to me. I mean, I needed this, so I did it. Self-care. What I want to talk about is a different form of self-care, but I personally do self-care differently. I do get my hair done. I do get my nails done. I do get stuff done, but I approach self-care from the softer aspect. That's the parts that people don't want to talk about. I create space for myself. I make time for myself. I set boundaries. I apologize to myself and to others. I take care of myself. I know when I'm wrong. I know when I've been wronged. I take time with myself and I take time for myself. And it's a long list of things that you could do for self-care. What is self-care for me? It won't be self-care for you. Self-care for me could be going for walks. I love going for walks. I love being in nature. I love going to the beach. I love spending time with family. I love doing that type of stuff for my self-care. I love taking alone time too. I love taking baths. I love doing stuff. Some people, if it's trips, if it's going out for luxurious dinners, self-care. It's just personal. It's self. And you have to know what is self-care for you. It's unique. It's nothing that's gonna be self-care for me. So I can't tell you what self-care look like for me, but what I can tell you, no, I can't tell you what self-care will look like for you, but what I can tell you is that self-care for me is just taking time for myself and show myself grace, being kind to myself, loving myself in different ways. Because self-love is a whole broader topic, and then self-care falls underneath that. And it's loving yourself in ways. You have to know yourself in order to do true self-care, because you have to know what your soul wants. You have to know what your soul desires in order to provide that. And I promise you, once you get to know yourself, once you get to love on yourself and love yourself enough to know what you want, it's different. You just have to know what you want. You have to be you have to practice self-awareness, know what you want, and just provide that for yourself each day. Show up for yourself, because if you don't show up for yourself, people are hardly going to show up for you. And that's how we end up being disappointed, because we want somebody to show up so badly for us, but we're not showing up for ourselves. Instead of showing up for ourselves, we flip it around and we're showing up for others because we want them to do the same for us. But that's not what I think we should do. What I think we should do is we should try to show up for ourselves. And in turn, I feel like others will show up for us and help us to, be better, and then we'll get what we want. It's beautiful about life. It's beautiful. You just have to show up for yourselves, and people just start showing up for you. You can show up for others. I'm not telling you, this is a disclaimer, I'm not telling you that you're not meant to show up for others. I'm not telling you that you're not meant to help others or be there for others or do stuff that others would appreciate. I'm telling you that for me, right, I found that when I show up for myself in ways, when I take care of my soul, my mind, and my body, it just falls in line in every aspect of my life. Like, the people around me, they show up for me more. When I've poured from an empty cup before. I've done it. I've given my all to people, and I found that every time I do that, I end up being, why am I here? I've always done this. I've always given everything, and then nobody does the same for me. But when you're not doing it for others to do it back for you, but you're just doing it to do it because you've already showed up for yourself, so you don't need that, it's different. It's different. It's a little bit different than when you're doing it because you want people to show up for you, because that's when you're going to get disappointed. You have to show up for yourself first, and then in turn, others will just show up for you. It sounds wonky when I say it like that, but I know I've tried it. I've tried it both ways. So for me, self-care is just being there for me. Even when others aren't there for me, I am there for myself. And I love that about myself. I show up for me. I let whatever I need be my personal problem. And I just play the cards that I'm dealt with life, and I just show up for myself. And once you take care of your basic needs and you take care of your emotional, physical, mental needs, and financially, you find that you have more than enough to do for others. But when you put others in front of you, the universe tends to do the same and put others in front of you. So you got to put yourself first. You got to take care of yourself first, and then all else falls in line. I wanted to tell you guys the story about my move and all of that, but trust me, it's crazy. I feel like I need a whole video and a whole, like, I don't know, maybe one day I'll make that video. But my move was crazy. It was a fire in my house the day that I moved. It was a fire in the house, 2 houses from my house the day that I moved. It was a lot. So the direction that I came on here to go, I didn't go that way, and that's fine with me. I just wanted to make it about self-care, and I just want you to remember that self-care is about you, right? It's self. I could tell you guys from now till tomorrow, self-care is so much facets. It's so much, like reading books, journaling, drinking tea, taking a moment for yourself, going for a walk. It's so much stuff. Like taking rides, it's personal. Going out and taking photographs, it's all personal. It's all what works best for you. It all boils down to what you like, what your preferences are. Because I could tell you all the stuff that I do for self-care now, but it's not going to be what you want to do. We could explore them, we could go over them, but you just have to stay true to yourself and be authentic and show up for yourself and do what you need for your self-care. All right? Underneath, I'm going to put a list of stuff that I do, that I like. And maybe you could go and see. And I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a life coach, so you could inbox me, you could text me, and you could get in contact with me, and we could talk about it if you really need help trying to figure out what self-care looks like for you. And if you really need help trying to establish a self-care routine, I'll be happy to help. I love helping like people to just figure stuff out, and as long as you make it work for you. Thanks again for joining my YouTube channel, and I'm looking forward to the next video. Since I started again, I know I'm gonna be consistent. I know that I'll continue to post content. I already am posting on TikTok and Instagram. If you want to check me out on there, you can follow me, like, share, subscribe. Be sure to give yourself grace, love on yourself, take care of yourself. If you want more information, text me, call me, reach out to me. I will answer. I promise you. My job here is to be a friend, and a lot of people don't have that person that really listens to them without judgment, with just a caring and compassionate heart. And that's what I want to do. I just want to help. All right, so reach out to me on any platform that you want, and I'll be there for you. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for listening, and share the video. Yeah, remember to share the video. I have a whole lot coming, and I just want this to reach as much people as it can, and I want to help as much people as I can. All right, thanks again.